What's up, y'all? I'm back. We are live again. How are y'all doing tonight on a Wednesday? You guys feeling good out there? How am I coming in on your end? Loud and clear? I hope so. You guys feeling good out? There's my watch page. All right. So, WZPU says didn't notify me. Yeah, YouTube likes to do that. See, I'm shadow banned, so they only notify like a fraction of my audience anymore. Like maybe a couple hundred if I'm lucky. Out of 50,000, they'll notify maybe 400 or 500, maybe. So yeah, notifications are like a thing of the past. That's how it goes. Yeah, not only that, they unsub people from my channel without them knowing. Sometimes multiple times. So that's how you know you've been shadow banned, is when people report that to you over and over again. But that's been going on for years and years, so it makes me wonder how big would the channel be had they never did this to me. Would it be 100,000? 500,000? Who knows? All I know is I should have way more subs and way more views than what I get. Jonna X says, hello, Jake and friends. Hello, Jonna, one of my beautiful mods here, along with Rose Bell says, hello, everyone. All right. TD says, ayo, Jake, glad to be here on time. Oh, you made it. You have not missed a thing. Suzette got notified just now. Well, at least it's working for somebody. Rusty Shackelford says, yep, no notification here. Yep, see? That's how it goes. You would think if you're subbed to somebody, you know, and you have the notifications turned on, that they would notify you, but no. But whatever. I'm not here to complain about that. I'm actually here to go over something that came to me like last night, early this morning. I had an aha moment about the Maui wildfires. So I've already done one video saying I don't think that it's a natural wildfire, and I don't think it's due to any sort of climate change. So I don't buy the official story. However, I'm not so fast to jump aboard the direct energy weapon narrative. And I've waited a few weeks, and I've noticed there's been a plethora, an overabundance of direct energy weapon videos and info. And now suddenly there's like 1,000 guys on TikTok who are experts on direct energy weapons. People are like, look, Oprah painted her house blue because she knows that space lasers don't burn blue. I saw it on a Mountain Dew can. And so I'm almost feeling like we're being fed conspiracy theory bait. I do. I feel like the Dew narrative is almost being force fed. Here, oh, you don't think it's a wildfire? Well, then you have to think it's a laser. Those are your only two options, laser or wildfire. Oh, you don't believe the story? So you must be one of those laser people, right? So I think there should be another option. And so I got to thinking in my head, well, what other thing could there be besides lasers? And I'm not saying I think it's dudes with Molotov cocktails or gas or something a little more high tech than that, but not as high tech to have to be a space laser. I got to be honest, there's a lot of focus on cars, and a lot of the cars are almost starting to look like stage props. And I keep seeing people focus on the cars. Look at how much melted this car is. See this car, how melted it is? Look, there's a hole in the car. There's no way you can burn a hole through an engine block. That's impossible. Space laser it is. Not so fast. So I want to present another way to burn up cars besides space laser. No. See, here's the thing. They're focusing on cars. So before we even go smart meter, before we even go to the house, they're focusing on the cars. And people are saying smoking gun proof of a direct energy weapon being used is that these cars shouldn't be melted the way they are. I agree that cars being melted and burnt up are out of place. It doesn't make any sense that there's a fire burning a bush or a tree or brush and that it jumps on the car and starts the car on fire. And then that car starts the next car on fire and the next car. And then a car parked next to the ocean or a car parked by itself somehow catches on fire. So I know that that doesn't make sense. I'm not saying wildfire is what happened. I definitely think there's arson and some fakery and trickery going on, but I also think we could be being fed conspiracy bait with these cars. And I'm going to explain a few ways how I think you can melt up some cars and get a whole lot of people who don't buy the official narrative to start talking about Oprah shooting laser beams and shit. Because that's what they've essentially got you doing, talking about the government and or Oprah or Bill Gates or whoever has now the ability to shoot you at any point with a laser. You just can't do anything about it. Aren't you scared? See? They've got you scared now that you could be microwaved at any moment in your car. Ooh, scary. So, let me show you guys what I came up with. But before I get to what I came up with, I wanted to show you guys the narrative being pushed and why I'm skeptical of the direct energy narrative. That's a very popular thing for anybody in the truth or community conspiracy game to say it's a direct energy weapon, cars are melted, case closed. Not so fast. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We got this going on. So I see a channel called Hawaii Real Estate. I look into the background and I see a guy who's basically like a well-off millionaire living in Hawaii selling real estate. Now suddenly his channel's blowing up because he's showing you melted cars. And so this guy's going around showing people melted cars, and YouTube's just letting them get a shitload of views, millions of views on some of these videos, and commercials running. And so before I jump on board with this guy being 100% legit, I do like a quick background search, like who's this dude? And he's pushing a website and he wants you to donate, and he's telling you, oh, if you donate, I'll make sure the money gets to the right people. So you got to think the government's going to have gatekeepers in place. If the government's going to do anything, any sort of conspiracy, they're going to have a gatekeeper in place as well. And they might go as far as to guardrail the conspiracy and get you to go thinking in an entirely different direction that is completely not what's going on. And they can use characters like this guy on screen possibly to do it. So is this guy 100% a shill? I don't know. Is he 100% real? I don't know. But we're going to explore the idea that maybe we're being deceived on purpose with this do narrative. And away we go.
Hey, aloha, guys. Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org, coming to you live from Lahaina Luna neighborhood, Maui, Hawaii. Citizens impromptu reporter. Wasn't planning on doing this, but this is what we're doing, and I'm thankful to have a Starlink from David Crawford, and we're here reporting on what I believe is potentially a smoking gun of sorts. We just don't know what it is, but I'm going to show you the scenario of this car and what's surrounding it and how temperatures could reach this level, creating this amount of melting of aluminum. I'm here with Donovan. He is I believe, a hero of sorts. Aloha, Donovan. Because he was the one that brought it to my attention that we have these very strange occurrences. We just shot down on the highway. I don't know if it was actually live, but we have it all recorded, so we're going to post it. We're at another one of these locations. So this is well above the burn zone, essentially, in a neighborhood known as Lahaina Luna. I'm going to
Okay, so obviously they're keying in on these cars, and you can see that house in the background isn't burnt. Oh, and the roof isn't blue. So all you people saying blue stuff doesn't burn, blue stuff can't be hurt by lasers. Well, that house in the background isn't blue, just pointing it out. So basically they're keying in on these cars, And so obviously a wildfire on the ground burning brush is not going to jump up on this car and melt it. So I'm looking at these cars like, okay, yeah, it does look out of place and funny, but it's almost too obvious to the point where now I'm skeptical. Like, dude, what are you showing me? Like, what are you going to try and feed me here? What sort of narrative are you going to push with this car out of place in this neighborhood? So if you're going to say, dude, that's for sure a DO laser beam that did that. My thing is, why are they going to choose parked cars to laser beam, but then leave that one house right there behind it totally untouched? Oh, that's just how they are, man. Really? So now the bad guys who have the DO laser beams shoot parked cars with no one in them, sitting by themselves, but then they leave all the houses around untouched. Because they're bad guys. They have a super weapon and they shoot parked cars with it. Do they? Do they shoot fucking parked cars? Are they that crazy and bad, man? Psychos with space lasers are like, let's shoot these cars right here that are by themselves. Got to get rid of those. Huh? Are you following me? Who's following me? So now this guy's going to be like, well, I'm going to do an investigation and show you that this doesn't make sense. Yeah, no shit, it doesn't make sense. To the point where it too much doesn't make sense. To where now I think it's set up and that this guy's in on it. Let me show you why.
Show you around real quick so you can see the scenario and then judge for yourself. And again, if you enjoy content like this, I encourage you to please like the channel, subscribe, and share the video so you can get the truth of what's going on here at Maui. So where I'm at right now, just to orientate you, you can see the lights for the football stadium right there at Lahaina Luna. So we're right below Lahaina Luna High School in the neighborhood that did not, I repeat, did not burn. You can see all these houses are standing around here, unburned. There's no burn here, okay? So to me, this is like something out of a space movie.
We're getting played, dude. There ain't no fucking space laser shooting parked cars in a neighborhood. Oh, but blue stuff doesn't burn, bro. I saw a TikTok video where blue stuff doesn't burn and it was blue laser beams and Oprah painted her house blue. What about all that other shit that's not blue? It was laser beams. Jake, you're being a shill. Jake, you're a shill if you don't think it's laser beams. Jake, are you saying it's a wildfire? No, I'm not saying it's a wildfire. I'm saying that shit ain't laser beams, dude. Not buying direct energy weapon, dude. Nope. Nope. Not happening. You're not gonna fucking trick me. You trick everyone else. A lot of you guys maybe fell for that. I ain't doing it. You know why I ain't falling for it? Because I found another way to melt the car. It's really easy. You're gonna wish that you thought of it before me because it's so easy. Once I reveal how to do what we're looking at, you're gonna be like, fuck, shit. Yeah. So none of the stuff around is burned. So we have to you have to pretend, if you now are a supporter of the DO theory, that the bad guys shot these cars and left the whole rest of the neighborhood untouched. Didn't look like a rich, wealthy neighborhood. Didn't look like Oprah's house. Didn't look like that was, all the movie stars' neighborhood. Looked like a regular ass neighborhood there to me. And then some grass that had a line between being burned and not burned. You see what we're looking at? You got to like really do an investigation. Like, let's see, grass. So the laser beam stopped like right around here. You see what I'm saying? Fucking, they're like, let's get these cars so hot that it melts into liquid, but also nothing else touched in the area. Let's just fuck with everyone and melt up this car because we're bad guys and we have a laser. We're the bad guys. We have a laser and we're going to shoot random parked cars with it. Pew, 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 pew. Melted. Yeah, melted. It's melted. I'm gonna break it down. See, I can tell there's gonna be a bunch of people here trying to distract me from giving you the real truth, like this loser. You're wrong, Jake. They had to use some kind of energy weapon to do that much damage. Guess what, bro? I'm gonna ban you for saying that. Yeah, that's how it works here. If you're gonna just blatantly say I'm wrong and say that it has to be an energy weapon, then you're gone. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to get to it. I'm just setting the table, showing you guys how easy it is to trick people. Oh, do you buy the Wildfire story? No, I'm not a sheep. Oh, well, then it has to be space lasers because look, there's melted metal. See? Oh, but it's not powerful enough to hurt anything around it. They just specifically picked on these parked cars. So the bad guys are up in the sky, on the ground, wherever. They're like picking and choosing who's the targets, right? And they're like, hey, let's leave this whole middle class neighborhood untouched, but let's whack these couple parked cars to really fuck with people. Okay, that's what you have to go with if you're going to go with the do narrative. That the bad guys are just hitting random parked cars just to give us some extra evidence to prove that it's dues, man. Cool. All right. I'm going to blow the lid off this so quickly. It's going to be hilarious how quick everyone's going to be like, oh, you're right, Jake. I see what you're saying, Jake. Watch. So they go with the, oh, man, look how burnt it is.
Back window. If you look at the big old, like, almost like.
The glass is just melted.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was dripping.
This is almost what you would see if you put a car in an incinerator.
But this is not surrounded by a bunch of structure fires or anything.
Yeah, there's no fuel.
So besides the gas that was in the tank.
All right. You guys ready for me to smash this shit? This is kind of like when you find out that the pyramids are made of rock cement. It's like, oh, I wish I would have thought of that before I assumed it was space aliens levitating blocks. So I'm about to spill the beans on this here. At least I think so. Here's what I think. Do I think someone shot a direct energy weapon at these cars? No, I do not. Not for a second. But I would consider that somebody possibly set these cars up and used a little bit of thermite. That's right. You guys remember that term? Thermite? Exhibit A.
The irreversible thermite reaction begins. Within seconds, the fiery concoction eats through the bonnet, spraying molten thermite into the engine beneath. The devastation continues inside until finally a torrent of white-hot liquid metal pours out of the bottom, signaling.
Uh-oh, what is Jake showing? Oh no, this doesn't go with the do narrative. Jake, stop showing this. This doesn't fit the laser beam from Oprah narrative. This doesn't fit, Jake. Please, Jake, stop. We don't want to see the truth. Too late. It's too late, damn it.
The inevitable victory for thermite. A quick check confirms a clear path of destruction through the engine. Now that the engine is melted clean.
Okay, now, if I was to be deceptive, I can take a picture of what's on screen with my phone and then add the words 100% proof of direct energy weapon. And guess what? Everybody would take that bait who follows me. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a real truther. But if I wanted to deceive all of you, I could be like, look, that's direct energy laser beam. Nothing could possibly melt a hole through that hood. It's impossible to melt a hole through a car hood with a wildfire. Well, yeah, but what about some thermite? No. All right, I got a little more evidence because I know some people are dead set on space lasers. But I think I just done blew that theory out of the water as far as those two cars that we were looking at are concerned. So that's exhibit A. All right. Let me show you exhibit B. It's got an awesome yogurt commercial at the beginning that you guys are going to miss. All right. More thermite evidence. Uh-oh, what is that? That's an engine block with thermite. Oh, shit, I'm not showing it. My apologies. I thought I pulled it up on screen. 1 second. Here we go. Thermite versus engine block. There you go.
Engine block versus thermite.
Motherfucker.
Now you see why you needed your sunglasses. No, that was one shot. That was it.
No. That is very, very, very hot.
So I found a few different videos where you can melt holes in cars, including the engine block, with thermite. So what do we have? We have video proof that you can do that with thermite, but there's no video of a direct energy weapon shooting a hole in a car's engine. But people show you a hole in a car after the fact and lead you to believe it's an energy weapon. See how that works? Here's a burnt car. So therefore, the only thing that could cause a burnt car is direct energy weapon. No, this is one example of another way you can burn holes in cars and in metal. And it doesn't have to just be thermite. What if the government has other things way better than thermite and they can spray it and apply it to an entire building? So imagine turning thermite into a spray and having it be so strong that you can spray a damn area with it and light it up, and the whole area just goes to ash. I mean, you just have to think like of different ways you can apply what we're seeing happen. And I don't buy the space laser theory when I see two random cars parked by themselves, and the bad guys just wanted to get rid of those parked cars so bad. See what I'm saying? So let me go back to the original evidence. And thank you, Andy, for the super chat. I don't know who planted thermite or if for sure thermite's used. I just want to prove that you can burn up cars with thermite and then lead people to believe that it's laser beams. So before I go saying yes, for sure, this is smoking gun proof of a laser beam, I've already seen that you can burn up a car almost exactly like that with thermite. And I even went on and found some other videos that show it reacts with aluminum even more so. And so a puddle of aluminum with a thermite fire would make total sense, you see? So I'm not buying the dew evidence personally, especially not these two random cars. Oh, look, it's Kat who wanted to tell me I was afraid of her intelligence and she was pushing me the dew videos. Hey, Kat, how come you did think maybe for a second you fell for some conspiracy bait? And I didn't appreciate the email that you sent me there, Kat. Just letting you know, maybe you should think twice before you go firing off those emails. I have other shit going on in life besides like videos that you have to send me. Yep, had a few people try and insinuate I'm not so smart because I didn't jump on the dew bandwagon. Jake, don't you know that Oprah painted her house blue and Mountain Dew cans and cars can't be melted possibly by any means other than direct energy weapon? So Jake, if you don't talk about direct energy weapon, then you're a shill. Hey, I'm not saying direct energy weapons are impossible. I'm just pointing out in this scenario, it looks like a bunch of people are getting led astray with conspiracy bait to lead you into thinking about lasers and direct energy weapons on purpose. And I'm here to say, not so fast, because I'm that smart. I'm that intelligent, that I'm the one guy who said thermite and car. Thermite and car. I'm the one guy that said that. You haven't heard that anywhere else but me. So remember, next time you hear thermite brought up, Jake the asshole was the one who introduced it. And it's basic shit that I just thought, like, how can you melt a car? And then I was like, oh yeah, didn't on Niner One or Oneer people were talking about thermite melting steel beams? Like, what about thermite? And so check it out. Let me show you guys how research works. I typed in on YouTube thermite and car, and then I just started checking out whatever videos I could find. And sure enough, some compelling evidence. Watch. See? I just started I typed in thermite and car, and then I just started watching the different videos that came up. And there were two of them by this modern rogue.
Whatever you do, do it for life.
Yeah, I know I need to get ad blocker. Anyone tells me I need to get ad blocker or whatever. Yeah, I know. I don't do it because I'm lazy. Instead, I just mute the commercial and talk over it until it's done. Okay, it's done.
What the hell was that?
A wheel? I don't know. Cars don't love being on fire this much.
80 pounds of thermite. Oh.
It's gonna pop and go nuts. Oh, and it totally is.
It's going nuts.
Holy moly! Hot googly dig dog. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Yep.
that's all happening.
All right, everybody, step away! Step away!
All right. Well, that's a car.
Okay, see, so you can set a car ablaze, and then the roof actually will have a hole in it. So wherever that thermite was, it'll create like a pool of molten iron, and it'll drop through like a thin layer of metal like that, the top of the car. It'll melt right through. So then you'll have a hole, and people will be like, there's no way a regular fire could do that. Well, yeah, but a fire assisted by chemical additives, right? Such as in this case, thermite. Well, then suddenly it does burn hot enough to melt all that shit, right?
Hey, everybody here burned it.
Okay, so here's the aftermath of the same car that we just looked at. So this is the car the next day, I guess, that we just saw get burnt up.
That car in the daylight, and we're just thinking, oh, it just smells. Oh, it just smells really. Of course, we did go through the roof, and
100% proof direct energy laser beams shot a hole in the roof. Now, here's what I was trying to tell you guys. If I wanted to be deceitful, I could take this video clip, take out the sound, right? And then say that this is in Lahaina. And look, it didn't burn the grass or any of the vegetation. You guys, this is from Lahaina, Hawaii. 100% smoking gun proof of laser beams from Oprah. Look, blew a hole right in the roof. Melted everything inside. Look, the window and everything, and it just all melted. Look at this. Devastation. Nothing could cause this except for a blue dew made by Mountain Dew. The blue dew, Maui burst dew definitely did the deed. Look, you guys, this is all 100% damage from Maui. It's all just total devastation. Look, nothing could possibly melt that except for a dew. Look at that. Look at that rim partially melted. It melted the gas cap. Oh my God, it has to be a dew. See, look, you guys, the devastation in Lahaina. And look, it left the trailer behind it untouched. Can you believe these bastards are shooting lasers and they left all the rest of the green grass and all the area untouched? You see how easy it is? If I was to take this video and say it's from Hawaii and nobody fact checks it, everyone's going to be like, dude, that's total proof of a dew. If I was to like put in a real good acting job and be like, this is 100% smoking gun, you guys, like, look, like everything around this car's untouched, total 100% proof of a dew. You guys would be sharing that shit. See, that's how you know I'm honest. I didn't lead you astray. If I was a true shill, I could have taken this, made it into a video talking about how this is proof of dews, and then had you guys sharing it and shit. You see, and then it would have been debunked. Like, hey, this was from the Modern Rogue. See, so you got to watch out. It's really easy to fall for conspiracy bait. Now look. So this car kind of looks like that one that was sitting there in the other video with all the rest of the neighborhood that was untouched, right? All right. So I got a lot of shit for not jumping on the dew bandwagon. So now I'm giving the shit back because I done found another option. It's called thermite. You know, when you find out how a magic trick is done, it's really disappointing. Like when I found out how a really cool card trick was done, and then I found out like it was all about having a set up fake deck that I have to like force someone to pick a certain card on purpose. It was no longer magical. So I had a guy who was a friend of mine blow my mind with a card trick. And I was like, dude, I'll pay you to learn that. And he showed me, and then when I figure out that I have to like doctor a deck and force someone to pick a certain card and do it a certain way, and it's this routine where you trick somebody, then it wasn't magical anymore. And then I felt stupid for not figuring it out myself. So basically, Space Laser is about as magical as, oh, I don't know, a nuke that blows up the world. Let's check this out. Are you guys afraid that the government's going to nuke you? Hey, you guys, better watch out. There's a psycho with a finger on their button that might nuke you. Are you afraid of nukes? No, no one's afraid of nukes, silly, because nukes don't exist. Okay. Well, what about a direct energy weapon? They're going to shoot you with a laser beam and fry you inside your car. Oh, well, you're scared of that because that's real, right? I'm suggesting perhaps maybe there isn't a do. Maybe we fell for shit and there's no do, and it's basically like a nuke for conspiracy theorists. Yeah, I'm almost thinking perhaps with the assistance of television, you can show cars that are melted and have holes in them and lead people to believe in do's. And I'll admit, during the Paradise Fires, I was thinking it has to be do's. And now I've gone back on my own way of thinking. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have to be do's. There could be something else going on, and they're giving us the do as the conspiracy bait. You got to figure if a government's going to commit a conspiracy, they might just have some gatekeepers and some conspiracy bait to lead you astray. Whew. Now, I know there's going to be people here that are dead set on do because you already shared it on your Facebook and you already told your mommy and your pappy and your sister and your brother that Bill Gates and Oprah shot do's at Hawaii and they painted their house blue so that it wouldn't burn. I know you probably done told everyone that. And so you don't want to hear from me that it might not be the case. So that's why I never jumped on board with that. See, I never jumped on board 100% with do. And at the same time, if somebody proves to me, here's a picture or here's a video of a do shooting a hole in a car while someone's inside screaming and dying and burning, 100% proof of a do, and I can verify it, and then I would change my mind. But right now, I'm starting to think that the do's being handed to us. Now you got TikTokers talking about how this is a do weapon because blue doesn't burn. You guys seen that shit? I can change my mind when new evidence arrives. So I've seen evidence of what thermite can do to a car. And those videos don't appear to all be CGI. It looks like different people have burnt up cars with some thermite to get views. And so now when I look at that, as comparison to what I've seen on TV with these burnt up cars and with these guys that like Hawaii real estate, shooting laser beams at two random parked cars doesn't make sense. Whereas like lighting them ablaze with some thermite assistance and then having a guy from Hawaii real estate broadcast to the world that that's evidence of a do, well, that does make sense. See? So it makes sense if it's conspiracy bait. It doesn't make sense that bad guys who have a direct energy weapon chose to park cars in a random neighborhood and left the rest of the neighborhood untouched. This doesn't work. They give us some truth in plain sight, but then they also lie in plain sight. See, so they have gatekeepers in front of every major conspiracy. They always have somebody. For instance, Alex Jones is a popular uh, made for TV conspiracy theorist. So he'll tell you little bits and pieces of truth, but he always leads you astray in one way or another. And so I look at all the other channels, and most of them pushing the do narrative. Not one of them stopped to think that, hey, wait a minute, maybe these cars are being set up and purposely melted to make everyone go with the do story. Because it seems to me there's an overabundance of do information. Random teenagers on TikTok now pushing do videos and shit going viral. Just seems like it's just there for you conveniently. Like, okay, here's your two options. Do you believe it's wildfire? Okay, well then it's space lasers. Take your pick. Can't be anything else. It has to be wildfire or space lasers. Lamb with a donation. Thank you very much. Oh, and I got a couple other donations earlier, and I was watching a video, so I didn't get to like officially thank you guys. So thank you for the donations that came in earlier. One of them from Andy, and the other one from shit. Can't remember. Anyhow, from the other guy. The blue thing is a distraction, for sure. I'm with you there, Kat. But I also see a ton of people just blindly going down the do road. And so it's like, look, here's a car out in the middle of nowhere. The bad guys must have shot it with the laser. Look, there's a hole in the engine block. Nothing could do that except for a do. Mountain Dew Maui Blast. Ooh, see, it's like they got you to believe in a nuke. So it's nukes for conspiracy theorists. So check it out. They got a nuke. So if you're a normie, you believe in climate change, wildfires, and nukes. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, did I say that right? No, hold on. If you're a sheeple, you believe in climate change and wildfires and nukes. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, then you have to believe in direct energy weapons, right? Nukes are fake, and instead they're going to microwave you with the direct energy weapon. What if they've been faking us out all along with this direct energy shit and they don't really got that? What if they got other stuff, evil shit going on, but they don't got that? So it's almost like they can get all the conspiracy theorists to unanimously be afraid of the invisible laser beam that can shoot a hole through your car at any moment, light your house on fire any instant. The finger of God weapon, an invisible laser beam that's going to rain down from the heavens and exterminate parked cars and random lots while leaving the rest of the neighborhood untouched. That's what they're going to do. They're going to use a direct energy laser beam to shoot random parked cars and burn holes in them and melt the aluminum wheels on the ground while leaving the houses untouched and the palm trees untouched because they're that sadistic. See? So let it be said, let it be known, there's a third option. And the option is thermite. See there? Just saying, it's an option. Now somebody's going to come out and be like, it can't possibly be thermite because XYZ. So therefore must be lasers. I know there's going to be that guy who's going to try to tell me that he's a thermite expert and a laser expert, and it can't possibly be thermite because XYZ, therefore it must be lasers. So I'm sure I'm going to get that. But as far as I'm concerned, I've got proof of what thermite does to a car, but by the showing multiple different videos. And you can go find videos of your own to see what thermite does to a car. And people apparently can make thermite cheap and easily. So this is something that if we wanted to go try ourselves and see if we could burn holes in cars ourselves, seems like something we could actually go do. Whereas direct energy weapon is like, oh, the super mythological technology that you can't verify exists. Are you going to go see how the direct energy weapon machine works? Do you have pictures of the machine? Do you have video of it burning a hole into a car? No. Okay. See, that's the thing. The direct energy side has Mountain Dew cans, the aftermath of a car, but they don't have the weapon actually in use, burning up the car in a video that was independent that we can verify is 100% legitimate. See? All right. Let me show you another example of red herring information. And there was a video on TikTok explaining how lasers can't burn through blue, and anything that's blue doesn't burn. And here's a guy who's calling out the blue things not burning, and I agree with some of his statements.
So many people saw this demonstration where they put a little laser light and pass it across all these pieces of cloth, and the blue one didn't burn. That combined with 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 blue things that didn't burn, and they're hot on the trail of a blue herring. The idea of a red herring is that before the fox hunters in Britain would go out, they'd round up their horses and they'd release a fox in the forest and then take their bloodhounds to hunt down the fox. The people for ethical treatment of animals don't like to see the fox getting ripped apart by the dogs, so they'd run around in the forest with a red herring, a piece of smoked salted herring, and rub it all over the trees and the plants and sprinkle little pieces of it here and there so that the bloodhounds pick up the scent of the herring and start following that trail and do not follow the fox. That is what this blue herring is that they've released into the truther community. A false lead, a false clue to lead you to false conclusions and to redirect you onto a different path. It is a red herring, a blue herring. Focus on the electricity part of these fires, not the color of things that didn't burn. You take those pieces that I have into a courtroom, you can prove to the average person this is electricity flowing through this wood. All you have to do from that point is go out into the area where the accused arsonist is accused of burning things and pull these same pieces of wood out of the forest that show it is electricity flowing through the wood. Therefore, this guy could not have done this.
So I agree that this TikTok video is red herring. It's bait. So here's the deal. They're not going to let you have truth floating around on TikTok going viral. Like, come on, guys. You got to be smart. So I've had people send me videos like this, you know, and then send me stuff about how Oprah painted her house blue or painted her roof blue because she knew that the lasers can't burn blue. And then, like, I see tons of other houses that aren't blue that made it. I see houses that are nice that made it. I see low class houses that made it. There's, you know, an entire Shell station, and they don't have the color blue, and the Shell station was untouched. And there were churches that weren't blue and they were untouched. And so the whole, like, oh, the blue stuff, like, I don't understand, like, how so many people, like, are falling for what is obvious conspiracy bait being placed on TikTok. See, the thing is, if you start bringing real information to TikTok, they'll just boot you off, or they'll shadow ban you. They aren't going to allow legitimate nuggets of truth be circulated. It makes more sense they're going to have nuggets of disinformation purposely go viral and get circulated, so that you're like, I know for a fact it's not wildfires. Oprah painted her house blue because of the blue laser beams, and it was the lasers, man. There's bad guys up there shooting lasers, see? Yeah, see, and so it affects truthers across the board, I notice. Even people who I respect will fall for some of this stuff. And I understand it's easy to know that the official narrative is a lie and then want to go find the truth. But you have to also realize that if they're going to lie about the official narrative, they can also have a gatekeeper and conspiracy bait, a guardrail set up to keep you from finding the truth. The same way they did with the flat earth topic, right? Oh, you figured out it's not a globe? Well, here's your AE map with the circling sun and the ice wall. That's all you get. So this is like a two-option deal. Like they're forcing you to be either blue or red. Oh, you're a Democrat, then you believe in climate change and you believe that Hawaii burnt naturally because of wildfires. Oh, you're a Republican and you swing far to the right. Well, then you probably think that Oprah painted her house blue because of the dew lasers and that, yeah, it was a dew attack. See what I'm saying? So they're forcing you to pick a or B, a blue or red scenario. And to me, if there's video of thermite burning holes in cars and engine blocks, then I don't have to pick either of those. So this guy right here is getting a ton of views, millions of views, going around showing cars. And his channel's Hawaii Real Estate. And he was only getting like 1,000, 2,000 views on his real estate videos. And then when he started suddenly covering these cars being burnt, he starts getting an influx of millions of views. Look, 982,000 views, 557,000 views, 778,000 views, 603 views. And a lot of it's these same headlines. The people were not let out of different areas. They were blockaded in. Missing children. I'm hearing that a lot. There's thousands of missing children. And we're right on the heels of that movie they wanted us to watch about the trafficking of children. The whatever movie, the Sound of Freedom or whatever it was. So there was that child trafficking movie, and now everyone's like, oh, the children are missing. Thousands of children are missing. So I'm not jumping on board with the thousands of children missing. I'm not jumping on board with the dew weapon stuff. I'm just not jumping on board with anything other than the mainstream story's a lie. There's obviously a land grab going on. But as far as like dew lasers and missing kids, I'm not falling for conspiracy bait. I'm just not touching it. And when I see guys like this getting all these views and all he's doing is just like looking at cars and insinuating a weapon was used, but not taking into consideration that this could be bait.
Why is the deputy sheriff, the chief of police, still the coroner? There's so many unanswered questions, but I hope that this brings some insight into what limited things we are able to see right now.
Right here. There we go.
And quite frankly, this does not make sense. Even if I didn't understand anything about temperature or fires, any logical person can look at this and go, hey,
oh my Lord, look at the motor.
How did this grass fire cause this car to completely melt? Look at this look at this motor.
The manifold.
Where's the manifold?
Right here.
I know. Where is it?
It's dust.
Now, I could argue that they burnt up the engine block with some thermite, and then they told those guys to go pop open the hood and look at the engine block, and then insinuate that that has to be some sort of dew weapon, that there's no possible way any other thing could possibly do that, right? So, yeah, I'm insinuating that you could do that with thermite. So the police come and chase these guys away here. So I think it's funny. This car's just sitting out in the middle of nowhere, basically. Not middle of nowhere, but it's by itself. So what are you gonna, if you want to believe that this is a dew attack, you have to think that the bad guys are shooting just random parked cars, man. Just up there shooting random parked cars. Oh, and somehow it melted the engine block, but not the hood. See, so I can argue they melt the engine block with the thermite, and then they put the hood back down so that it closes, and then they have these guys go open the hood, and then they're like, oh, look at this, how it's all melted. Just saying, could be done. If it can be faked, it can be faked. That's all I'm saying, y'all. So how did the laser beam melt the engine block but not a hole through the hood on this one? How come there's no hole in the hood?
And I heard this distinctive sound, and it sounded like almost like a high-rise building on a spin cycle. Just whoo. It was a scary, eerie sound, because it was like at that time that I heard it, it wasn't a serious wind that I could feel. Aluminum, plastic got melted. Any of the copper, the battery, the lead in the battery, the brake master cylinder, all the well, you see all the copper is actually still there from the electrical harness, but it's pretty much decimated.
There's like a colorful piece of plastic in the middle. Look, there's like, what the hell is that? Look, there's this color. Oh, it's blue. It didn't burn because of this little bit of blue, man. It's like, what the hell is this? Right? Anyway, you guys, so I think that you can burn up this shit with thermite and then send over a couple dudes to film it and have them insinuate that it's a direct energy weapon. So, if you are on Team Do, you have to claim that the bad guys just decided to shoot this car that was parked over here next to the water by itself. They were like, that car's not getting away. Pew! And they shot it, and it burnt it all up, and it melted the wheels and the engine block, but it didn't put any hole in the hood or melt through the hood. Okay. They just wanted to shoot this random one. And then the cops come, and these guys kiss the cop's ass here, basically. And then the cop tells them to leave. And then they leave.
Logically, without knowing any
It's
science,
one of those
nothing
things
about
where you just look and
temperatures,
kind of scratch your
you
head
had
and go,
campfires. How could that melt aluminum and tires and steel braided brake lines when there's nothing around?
I mean, and your if you could just
So no media or nothing, yeah?
No. You ever seen anything like this before?
Not this bad.
Yeah, just open the hood. You want to see under the seat? It's, I mean, it's.
So the question we're just asking is like, how could this car get this hot with grass? A little grass fire. It didn't jump. That
There's
grass
nothing
is
burned
good.
over there.
There's even a bunch of grass down there that's
come
good.
Look under the hood.
How could you melt? Dude, this is like Star Wars kind of stuff right here.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it just so happens the hood opens perfectly still. Think about that, y'all. Think about it. Think about it. Jake's on a roll, right? Hey, a dew weapon shot the car and melted the engine block, but the hood still opens perfectly. Look. See? See how easy the hood opens? But the engine block is melted. What could possibly do that? What could possibly do that? Thermite. No, Jake. That's not allowed. Timeout, Jake. You're not allowed to bring a third option. It's Wildfire or it's Space Laser. Wildfire or Mountain Dew Maui Blast. There is no third option of thermite. Well, there is now. Thermite. Haha. Thermite. Ha ha ha. It actually makes more sense that they burnt up the engine block with thermite and then they had the hood open so it still opens and closes properly. You want me to believe a space laser doesn't melt any of the hinges so that the hood still works perfectly, but it melts the engine block inside and all the shit inside? Get out of here. Get out of here with that shit. Yeah, it wasn't quite hot enough to do that. It burned so hot that it melted the tires and melted the glass. Oh my God, the only thing that could do that would have to be a million billion degrees. Oh, but you can still open the hood. And he was trying to get the cop. Hey, come look under the hood. See the hood. The hood, guys. I think we're being set up with conspiracy bait. And I ain't taking it. Furthermore, I don't even know if dues exist. I think they might be trying to get us to believe in nukes, but for conspiracy theorists, right? So you know what they did to get people to believe in nukes? They would have a pile of dynamite, and then they would blow up a pile of dynamite, and then they would add some special effects to it, and then be like, look, it's a testing site for a nuke. And then they'd show you a mushroom cloud. And people believe that nukes exist. So couldn't you just burn up some cars and put some holes in cars and burn up some engine blocks and get a bunch of conspiracy theorists to believe that a microwave direct energy weapon can just laser beam you at any moment? Seems to me it can do that now. So I'm going to go ahead now and assume nuke and do are like kind of the same thing, just for different crowds. So I don't believe in nukes. If I tell you you're going to get nuked tomorrow, you're not going to lose any sleep. But if I tell you you're going to get dude tomorrow, oh, you have to worry about that on your way to work. They might do your car. Pew! I'm going to do you! Right? They just might do you on the way to work tomorrow. You just never know what neighborhood they're going to do next. So now that I've introduced thermite, and I've even come up with an idea that maybe you could have something even more volatile than thermite, even more powerful, right? And thermite's maybe low-level bullshit compared to what they do have, and that you could then even take an application like a spray, and let's say spray an entire roof with thermite or a chemical like it, and then make sure that that building burns down to ashes very easily if there was a nice layer, let's say, on top. So if you were to, let's say, spray a building with thermite and then light it up, and then everything gets melted and incinerated, and then you could stand back and be like, it was Oprah's dew laser because I have a Mountain Dew can that tells me so. See? See there? Just want to give you a third option. It only does on the place where they put the the thermite. So if they dump a whole bunch of it on top of the hood, it melts a hole in the hood. If they open the hood and put a bunch of it on the engine block, then it just melts the engine block. Don't try and act like you're smart here, like, oh, well, if it was thermite, then it would just be one complete puddle of meta, because I'm poor man's gold PMG and I'm the world's leading thermite expert. The aftermath of the thermite car looked almost exactly like the aftermath of these cars. I can argue they were pretty close, that if I was to doctor the video of the thermite car and say that it's from Hawaii, lots of people would believe it. So let's not act like the thermite car afterwards was all one big wad of melted metal like the Terminator 2 bad guy. Nope. Let's not act like that. Yeah, see, David, that's what came to my mind. I was laying in bed. It was like late last night, early this morning, and it like I was thinking like, what can burn holes in cars? And then when it hit me, I was like, oh yeah, is it? I was like, isn't there like videos of out there of like people at home videos like melting steel and melting different things with thermite? And then so I thought, I wonder if somebody like has ever like used thermite to melt a car. And then sure enough, boom, I found the videos. And it was like gold. It was like exactly what I was meant to find. Sometimes it just comes to me out of nowhere. I'll be like, oh yeah, I think I remember melting metal in a video with thermite. And I just type in thermite and then car and then boom, find it. Now I got a third option. And again, thermite might be old, outdated, like low level bullshit. They might have super megamite that is 10 times as powerful and can be turned into a spray. Just saying. If you can make thermite at home and it's really easy, then I would think that a government organization with an unlimited budget could possibly have something even better than thermite to melt up a car in any which way they want. So if you'll notice, all the cars were melted in different ways. So they can focus on the tires or they can focus on the engine block. And then some cars aren't melted and don't as much as others. So it's like there's no consistency in how burned the cars were, which would go along with my theory that they're burning up these cars and using them as stage props. That's why there's so much focus on the cars. So if you'll see the doors and the body of the car, like it's not all like fused and melted together, but they make a big deal about the wheels and the engine block being melted. And so the last two videos that this my bad, I accidentally hit the back button while I was in my StreamYard studio. I meant to hit the back button on one of my other tabs. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm noticing YouTube is allowing certain channels to get tons of views. And this Hawaii real estate guy seems to be like one of the go-to channels for showing the burnt cars. So he has the same thumbnail 2 videos in a row, 557,000 views, 983,000. So that's 1.5 million views in a couple days, and all he's showing is burnt out cars, you know? So I'm not so quick to jump on board with this sort of evidence. If YouTube really wanted to suppress these videos about dues, they wouldn't let people go bonkers with monetization running. They wouldn't let that guy make, like, on a video that gets that many views with monetization running, dude, that dude probably made a couple grand on that one right there. Easily. So he's making thousands of bucks. And that dude was already well off. So he was a real estate guy, already rich and well off in the Hawaii area. And he's also pushing a website for you to donate. So it makes sense. The mainstream want you to donate to the people of Lahaina. And of course, that money is going to get siphoned and not go to the people who you think it's going to go to. And then they have these other guys set up who are going to give you the due narrative. They're going to ask for your money, and they're going to claim for sure they're going to get it to the people who deserve it. So it makes sense if you were going to set up the whole conspiracy that you would have both sides collecting your money and that money not going where you think it goes. So all the money, it seems, that's being funneled in here, I wonder how much of it really gets to the people who need it. I've seen this happen with other channels. So like the Canadian Convoy, when the Canadian truckers did their thing a year or two ago, however long, 2-3 years ago, there was a few channels that were like, oh, well, I'm the Canadian Convoy trucker channel that everyone must watch now. And then they would start getting hundreds of thousands and millions of views overnight. And they become the authority on that thing. And it's like, where the hell did these channels come from? They were never truther channels before. It's just a real estate agent. But now he's going to be like the leading authority on burnt cars. You know what I'm saying? So I have to wonder if they find channels like this and they're like giving them this idea and telling them, hey, we'll let you make money doing this if you present this narrative. So we'll allow your channel to blow up if you go visit these cars that we have specifically placed and ask questions about what could cause these cars to be burnt up. So you could get a guy like this, in my opinion, to be a useful idiot and lead him to the cars and tell him that he should make a YouTube video to ask about these cars, and then the channel blows up. And meanwhile, the narrative in the comment section is do this, do that, direct energy weapon. And he's putting it in the title and the thumbnail. And YouTube doesn't seem to have a problem with that. See, evidence of direct energy weapon, more evidence. Maui do, evidence of direct energy weapon. So YouTube is allowing him to be monetized, get a shitload of views, and push the do narrative. So as a guy who's been shadow banned and had YouTube suppress many, many of my videos, I have to wonder, like, this guy's true intentions. Are they pure? Does he really believe what he's saying? Were these cars set up? So forth. Ryan Watson says, yeah, bro, I live here, and that was so sus. Oh, you live there in Maui? That would be cool to have some boots on the ground. That's one thing I haven't had any subs contact me and as far as boots on the ground telling me what's going on. But, you know, it's a small tourist town, so I can't expect that, you know, I'm going to have somebody there that I can trust to report, you know, unbiased information back to me. I would be skeptical of anyone claiming they do live in Maui and do have evidence of this or that or the other. Rumford, the title of a video can make all the difference. If you have one wrong word in the title, it gets demonetized and buried. And if you change that word, it'll immediately become monetized. I've had it happen to where I had a title about Maui fire being a a controlled arson attack or whatever, and it was demonetized. And then I changed the title up a bit, and then they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's okay." And then they monetized it. So it was literally just like the way I worded the title was ads or no ads. Like, oh, if you have that title, we're not going to allow you any ads. You're going to just make the video for free. Change the title. Oh, okay. Now we're going to give you ads. And so if I have the choice, I would rather it be monetized and have it sent out to more people so that more people have a chance to see it and I get a little compensation for my time and effort. Whereas if it's not monetized, they generally are going to bury it and not let as many people see it. So the fact that this guy's getting, 1 million views on a video looking at some burnt cars, and the video itself is suspect to me, the story is suspect to me. I'm just looking at all of it. So could this guy be a useful idiot thinking that it's a direct energy weapon and his heart's in the right place? Absolutely. So this guy might be a real decent dude who thinks it's a dooz, and he's trying his best to report. So I don't want to say for sure that this guy's a liar or a shill, but I also am not going to assume that his heart's in the right place for sure. Because it seems to me like these cars there's too much focus on these cars, and the cars are out of place to where direct energy attack on cars that are out of place doesn't make sense. Burning down select businesses and houses that you want to get rid of makes sense, but not like, oh, here's a random car in a neighborhood. Let's leave the neighborhood standing, but get this one car here. Pew! See what I'm saying? Yes, esoteric veritas. I have learned there is no truth or community on YouTube. 99.99% are controlled assets and shills. That's typically what it is. Yes, I am that 0.01%. I'm a legit dude trying to give it to you as best I can without leading you astray. David Yount says, get these likes up. Oh, yeah, let's do a likes drive right now while we're at it. If you guys are enjoying this stream and you want to see me continue, I want to see 250 likes. 250 likes. Let's get there. I know we can do it because we have 338 people watching right now, and we're almost at 200 likes. So let's get to 250, and then we'll continue. $215, not quite. I said 250, so we're getting close. Getting close. Get those likes up. Smash the thumbs up. If you don't hit the thumbs up, I'm pretty sure that Oprah is going to do your house. So, you know what that means. You better hit the thumbs up. Unless you want Oprah to do your house. Unite and Create for Life says, put your mask on. No, we don't do that, sir. Not around here. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about the C word coming back, the boogeyman disease making a return. I'm hoping it's just rumors. I really am hoping it's just rumors. I don't want to do that again. It's depressing and it doesn't make me feel good. I don't want to have to go through the interactions in the negative interactions in public is what bothers me most about the possible return of any sort of boogeyman disease. So, going out in public and having to deal with mask wearing NPCs who tell me I need to be wearing one, or, being told I can't come into a store, an establishment, unless I'm wearing a mask, or this or that. That's the part I dislike the most, that depresses me, is because, like, I don't want my everyday interactions to be like as negative as possible, but that's what it becomes. So I'm hoping it doesn't come back as bad as it was. Like, if it does come back, I hope they don't put any sort of restrictions in place at, restaurants and supermarkets and stuff. Because sometimes I just need to go in a supermarket and get something, and I don't need to be messed with, and I just need to get my shit. And so as long as, like, I'm able to do that, then if the boogeyman disease comes back and they aren't messing with me trying to go in the store, then it won't be as bad, and I can deal with it and get through it. But when I try to walk in the store and they're like, you can't come in the store unless you're muzzled, oh, that's the part that I hate. That's when I get angry and depressed, and I start getting in fights and getting thrown out of establishments, and that's no good. So I'm hoping it doesn't get back to that. Oh, look, we made it to 250 thumbs up. Exactly. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. So I've been hearing a lot of rumors about the boogeyman disease coming back. And like I said, if it does come back, as long as the store clerk doesn't make any demands of me wearing a mask, then we're okay. Yeah, Andy, I know, but then the problem becomes you have to go to a store. You run out of shit, you know? And so I was finding, like, the stores where I could go in and do it without them hassling me, but eventually the wrong employee or whatever there, and then they give you an issue or whatever, and so you can find yourself with no store that you can go to in the area, and so it can become an issue with if you just need your shit and you don't want to put up with it. So there comes a time when walking out doesn't work because you need to buy something. I had a couple videos go viral during the uh, 2020 shit, we'll just call it. A store in Santa Cruz had a bunch of non-masked people show up as a group and go shopping, and then they left the money on the counter. So they would have items, and then they would leave money on the counter, and then walk out. They caused a huge commotion doing that, and the store employees were grabbing stuff out of their hands and actually starting to get physical. The cops got called, so it was quite an ordeal. But yeah, if a supermarket gets to the point where they're not going to let anyone in unless you can prove you've been jabbed or something like that, well, then I guess we're going to have to, like, organize some group looting situations in that case. So if we get to the point where they're like, you're no longer allowed to shop here unless you can show us a vax certificate, well, then in that case, yeah, it's time to plan, like, looting raids of those locations. Yes, Andy remembers Operation Money Drop. Exactly. Yeah, it was a store in Santa Cruz, California, where the NPCs were extra bad about not letting anyone walk in who didn't have a muzzle. And so an entire group of like 15 locals in Santa Cruz showed up maskless and bought like 3-4 items a piece, and they had like a paper where they'd write down what they bought, and then they'd leave that with the exact amount of money. So they wouldn't even go through the line. They would just like leave the money on the counter. And yeah, they caused a huge ruckus. So that one actually was shared by so many people. I got that video to go somewhat viral. I think that video got to like 150,000. So even that video didn't go to 1 million or anything crazy. And to me, that's a video that should have went viral way more so than it did. Yes, it was Trader Joe's in Santa Cruz, California. In fact, since I'm talking about it, I could even go ahead and just show it real quick. So I titled the video, "This Must Go Viral," which is kind of an experimental title that I tried, and it worked. So I went with all caps, "This video must go viral." And it did pretty well. 133,000 views in 2 years. So pretty good. Oh, before I get started, Lint Away Air Duct and Dryer Vent Cleaning with a donation says, always appreciate these lives. It's nice to have a community like this on the internet when there's so much misinfo out there. Well, I try to have a different stream than you can find anywhere else, with a like-minded community where people are of like mind as to me. And I know not everybody is going to think exactly like me, but I like to have a community where people think similarly to me, to where my ideas and the things I present to you aren't looked at as crazy like the rest of the world tends to do to me. So I created this community so that I would have basically a place to express myself and be accepted. And it's basically become like my de facto family. Because my family is a bunch of sheep and NPCs, so I can't talk to them about any of this. So I talk to you guys. Thank you, Lint Away Air Duct and Dryer Cleaning. The best damn air vent cleaning dryer in the air vent clean dryer service. That's right. If you need lint away from your air duct and dryer, then you should call Lint Away Air Duct and Dryer Vent Cleaning. He did not pay me to say that, or did he? All right. Andy says we're like family. That we like. We are family. I got all you motherfuckers here with me. We are family. Andy, she is here with me. Damon wants to know how to send a super chat. But Damon, you just sent a super chat. Yeah. If you really want to know how to send a super chat, then you should probably not send one before you ask that, because it's confusing, because it makes me think that you already know how to send one. We are family. All right. That's funny, Damon. He doesn't know how to send one, but he just done sent one. So too late. You already figured it out. Do I need to explain, or did you figure it out, sir? Okay, let's watch this video from what's the exact date? February 14th, 2021. Almost 7,000 thumbs up on this one. All right.
So, get ready to go in.
Yeah.
Go, 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 go.
Smile, smile.
Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me. That's assault. That's assault. You touch me, that's assault. You touch me, that's assault.
That's assault. They threw this basket. They threw the basket right there.
You know what?
Get a picture of the basket.
You get on your face and get out of the building.
Right there.
And they're thinking. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
You guys are troopers. You guys are troopers.
Yeah, they're 19 cents each. Or the organic. Or 25.
What'd you get there? You got a bag of chips?
Yep, $2.49.
Wow.
All right.
A lady threw a basket at us, a customer.
Oh, customer? Okay.
God bless you.
What'd you get? Okay, you got a bag of chips.
Yep, we got.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year's, everyone.
Why are y'all doing this? It's just the grocery store. Keep your political points over with you. Go back somewhere else. We love you. We love you.
Awesome. So they're
We don't want to have trouble with y'all.
25.
Okay. We will.
Awesome. Okay. Where's our group?
You got
These are $2.99.
$2.99. All right.
This item.
Okay, we got jazz apples for $2.99.
Okay, now we just want a shot. You have what you want?
You are buying stuff. We are not going to serve you, so you know.
Ready? Yes.
We're wasting our time and everyone else's time.
Get out, guys. Eat a go. So just start. You will be helped, so you can leave. Come on. Get out. Get
out.
No hope already.
Why do you want to do?
David, will you read that?
Yeah.
Go right here. I'm buying these apples. Here you go. $4 for my apples. There you go. And all the lots. $5. It's only like $4.25. Apples and bananas.
We are not serving you.
Oh, yes. No, you're not. I'm breaking some laws, but God bless you anyway. Here's $5 for mine.
Thank you. All right.
Overpaid.
Okay, wonderful.
Hold on to your melon.
Hey, don't touch my camera. That's assault.
Christy, be careful. No. Okay, so take your money back. Take your money back. That's mine. I'm sorry. You know what? You're breaking the law. It's my money. You're breaking the law.
You're number one. You're number one.
That's that. Hey, we paid already. We'll get your money. We paid already. That's nice. No, you did it. You slapped your money on the counter. I left my money on the counter. That's not pay. I left my money on the counter.
That's great. That's not
I
paid.
have the evidence of money on the counter.
That's great. Go get your money.
It's on the counter. It's on the counter.
Go
We
get your money.
refuse to serve you. If you guys want to leave with that, it's theft. There's cops.
Oh, we already paid.
Hey,
We already paid.
I already paid for it.
Says who?
Do not touch anything.
Leave.
No,
Leave.
You do not touch
Leave.
anything.
Leave.
Do
not touch
Leave.
our merchandise. It's not. You didn't pay. Great. Good for you. God hates your ass.
No,
Good for you.
Thank you, thank you. You're assaulting. You're assaulting. You can't touch us.
You are. I got the money. Yeah, the money's inside.
Oh, hey, no touching, no touching. Oh my God, oh my God.
You touch me.
No touching.
Yeah,
No,
go fuck yourself.
Got you on camera.
Thank you for letting us shop. Thank you.
Yeah, I just don't have the time or energy to do that again. So if they are going to bring back the boogeyman disease, I just hope that it doesn't get to this level. I mean, I can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first. But for hope's sake, I really hope we don't have to go through this again, man. I really do. I mean, I would actually consider like leaving California for good if I had to put up with this again. Someone asked if I filmed it. No, I didn't film it, but I know a few of the people who were there. So I know like two of the people from this video I have met in person. So this was a legit group of people who live in Santa Cruz that just wanted to go into a store without a mask and to just shop real quick. And you see the commotion. And we're talking about something like shopping. Like, did they go in there with guns? No. They went in there with their faces exposed. And they were acting as if they came in with machetes, you know? Yeah, I'm really hoping that that's not the case, Jack. Because last time really sucked. Those are some dark times, man. So, there were some videos that I had, you know, do well and blow up. I was one of the catalysts in exposing that the hospitals were empty, all that. But my personal life, and it took a huge hit. I wasn't able to go do the things that I enjoyed. I wasn't able to go out and about in public without, you know, running into issues like this. So that's the part that I dislike about it most, you know, is the negative interactions with the public. If the public wants to be stupid and be sheeple, that's fine. But I don't want to have to deal with them like in this sort of confrontational manner where it can get violent in a snap of a finger, you know. Because I know how I am. If somebody was to reach out and touch me or whatever, then I could easily snap. I'll have to go naked shopping. If they bring back the boogeyman disease, I want you guys, all my subs, to meet up with me and we'll do a gigantic naked shopping spree. That's what we'll do. That'll teach them. I don't know what it'll teach them, but it'll be fun. Yeah, man. So I almost got attacked by a whole group of people in Santa Cruz. The video got removed. It's over on BitChute. But like, I saw a dude dancing in a mailbox. A dude inside of a mailbox costume dancing. And he had a sign saying like, re-elect Governor Newsom or something like that, or don't impeach Newsom, something like that. He was supporting Governor Newsom, and nobody likes Governor Newsom. Even people in California who are total commies don't like Newsom that much. So there was a guy dressed as a mailbox promoting Gavin Newsom, and I was filming him and poking fun at him. And then at one point he kind of bumped me with the mailbox, and that's when I turned serious. I was like, dude, don't touch me or I'll knock your fucking teeth out. And then some random Mexican guy hears me, and then he starts getting involved in the conversation. And then this other old guy gets involved. And then before you know it, now I've got like 3 people all like coming at me. And then the Mexican dude starts acting like he wants to fight. So now it's like I got one dude who's acting like he might swing on me, and like 3-4 other people all fucking coming in, and I'm now the target because I stopped to videotape a guy who is dressed as a mailbox. Now I'm the target. And so I've been in a situation where, like, okay, I know I can knock out any one of these one motherfuckers one-on-one, but now there's 4 of them, and they're all coming at me. And I can totally see like a 5th or a 6th person jumping in, because that's what commies do when they start outnumbering one guy. So there's a video, if you want to see it, of the story I just told you, where I almost get in a street fight. It was razor close to happening, to where this Mexican guy was like calling me names, and I was like calling him names, and it was like we were both starting to kind of flinch at each other. And then eventually some guy came out of a store and said he's going to call the cops, so it didn't go down. But I find myself in situations where, like, I get outnumbered by the normies or the NPCs. And so, like, for instance, if the boogeyman disease comes back, or if you think back to when people were not letting you into a store if you weren't wearing a mask, bystanders would jump in. So if you're like, fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask, then like some random bystander would be like, hey, who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. And then some random black lady would be like, yeah, you need to be wearing a mask like the rest of us. And then now you got like 4 people all against you, and you're just the normal one who wanted to go shopping. So that's what I don't like, is that it leaves you to be ganged up upon. If you're that one guy in the supermarket who's like, no, I'm not going to wear it, then you also have to deal with like anyone else who wants to jump in and act like they have the authority to tell you what you are allowed to do. Barry High Time says, carry a water pistol filled with piss. Yeah, you shoot an NPC in the eyeball with a piss-filled water gun. They call the police. Policeman comes and arrests you for assault with a deadly weapon. That's what would happen. You would go to jail for assault with a deadly weapon. You shoot one NPC in the eye with pee, you will go to jail for it. I would just about guarantee you. You wouldn't have a leg to stand on. It sounds funny to say, and it would be fun to do, but I have a feeling that they could easily get you put in jail for that one. So I would be hesitant to try that one. Yeah, it's self-defense until a cop shows up and decides that it's assault with a deadly weapon. Now you're going to have to plead your case to a judge that you brought a water pistol full of pee specifically in the event that an altercation happens to defend yourself. I don't know. It's a tough sell. But it does sound funny. And it is funny to think. Right in someone's eye. Oh. Was that pee? No. Pew! You just shot me in both eyes. And it smells like pee. I'm calling the police right now. 911? Yeah. A guy without a mask just came in here and shot me in both my eyes with a water pistol full of pee. Come arrest him right now. They would be hot on your case. They'd be like flying out the door. Cops pulling like U-turns like, we gotta get there right away. We got a suspect who's got a fully loaded piss revolver.
You come and you try to take away my food, and I don't want to wear the mask, and then they tell me that they have one pistol for the pea, and the pea go do, and they shoot inside the eye, and now it's like, oh no, I have to hide it at the table, and then they make a sound like do.
Yeah, kind of drifting off there. A pistol. I totally did not go into this thinking I was going to have a segment where I talk about pee inside of a water pistol, and then someone was going to make a joke about piss toll. But here we are. Here we are. For those of you who just joined us and are like wondering why we're talking about pee inside of water guns, well, we only recently started talking about that. The whole first part of the stream was about Maui dew attacks not possibly being dew attacks and instead being thermite burns or some other sort of burns. So the first part of the video or stream, I recommend you go back and watch, because now we're just talking about pee inside of water pistols, which is not really relevant to the topic. OJ and Toothpaste 2 says, do you hate Karen B? Sure. I mean, she's an ugly shill bitch who lies and hangs out with shills, so why not? There's enough hate to go around. So sure, I hate that bitch. Hope she dies. Just kidding. Or am I? Toothpaste agrees. And he's laughing his ass off. NA Literalist says, Karen is the new queef of flat earth. Oh, I mean queen. She's Queen LaQuifa. Yeah, who really wants to go to the flat earth convention run by Karen B? Ugh. It's in Las Vegas this year at a non-strip casino. They're going to do in October a flat earth convention at Sam's Town in Las Vegas. Sam's Town is a locals casino. It's not even like a ritzy nice casino. So it's only one that locals go to. And guess what? They're going to do the conference in a conference room. How exciting is that? You're going to go to a casino conference room, a hotel conference room. Ooh, so exciting. To listen to Karen B and Mark Sargent. I don't even know if Jaron and Dave are going to be there. I think it's like the B cast and crew, like the B flat earthers. And they want to like $250 for a ticket. So it's like $250 to go hang out with Karen B and Mark Sargent in a conference room in Las Vegas. How big of a loser would you have to be to go do that? Oh, Rose brought up the Nevada roadblock. Oh, yeah, I was thinking I could show a little clip of that. I don't know if you guys saw that the environmentalists blocked the road to Burning Man, and then tribal police showed up and ran their truck through the barricade. It actually looked real. I'm usually skeptical of everything that I'm shown on TV, but it looks like some environmentalists were trying to block off the road to Burning Man legit. And when the tribal police showed up, they were not having it. They immediately arrested all of them and drove their truck right through it. Let me see if I can show a clip of that.
No on Senate Bill 525. It threatens.
Did anyone get that? Yeah.
You better move. Get out now! Get out! On the ground! On the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Don't move!
You just watched a ranger in Nevada barrel through a group of environmental protesters who were, in fact, blocking the only route into the Burning Man festivities on the festival's opening day.
There were a lot of people that were backed up. So it was backed up for like 10 miles. And so there was a shitload of locals who were actually like getting ready to come to blows. So what you saw was just the final clip. But when the police got there, they did go through it. And one lady does look like she kind of gets bumped. And then they take them all. They take all of these people down and arrest them all. So it looks somewhat real. So I could actually see environmentalists being dumb enough to try and block off a road and actually get arrested. So I'm not 100% sold that it's real, but I'm not 100% sure it's fake either.
Please, this is a public property. No, you're on public property. No, we gotta get through. I'm sorry. Help us, people. We got shit to do.
Here, I'll show another video.
Please, this is a public property. Please. No, you're on public property. No, we gotta get through. I'm sorry. Help us, people. We got shit to do. Sorry. We gotta move this mess.
Whoa.
Dude.
Whoa.
We're changing out. We want to get along. You can't road. You can't block the road.
You're going to hurt someone.
I don't care.
Look, there's traffic coming.
There's people with medical problems here.
They want to stop.
Yeah. Call the cops.
Now, I do think that sign on the flag is some sort of Masonic sign, though, right? I think that sign on the flag is some sort of, I don't know the name of it, but I swear I've seen that and had somebody say it's Masonic or something. And I swear Karen B uses that same symbol for the Flattoberfest, which is crazy that we were just talking about that. Because it's unrelated to this, but I swear they have a symbol that looks almost exactly like that one on the flag. So there is only one road in and out of Burning Man right here. And I've been to Burning Man back in 2016. I only went once. And so I've been down this long road. And so there possibly was a roadblock here. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one because there's parts of it that look real, like when the police jump on these people and take them down. It looks like how police normally are. So I'll play it and we'll talk about it.
Says we're not the cops. Go as the cops. Show me your badge. Go as the cops. Go as the cops.
Lock it. Lock into the entrance right now. Get over
People together. Wait for the cops. No, the cops are coming. They're right over there.
right now, baby. Lock in.
These fat trying to stop us from going to Burning Man. Can we help?
You're gonna eventually get there.
Hey, miss. You know what? It's been 4 days.
You're obviously.
Oh, we're not burners?
Wait for the call. You're putting my life
Oh, well,
at
then you
risk.
can whoa. Is this Burning Man?
Yes.
This is Burning Man. This is a road. Burning Man. Are you really Burning Man? You put the government on the floor. This is This is a democracy. We have a right to protest. Get the cop. Get the cop. So you.
Lock yourself in. I'm staying here. Come on.
So you're going to believe like human beings there, and then out here you're like an animal. Look at this truck coming out. This is a democracy. Yeah, it's a democracy. We have a lot of people that you're on the road, and you guys are doing.
Are you a burner?
This is how we're trying to wake up the highway patrolman. Yes, but like you guys want to up the highway.
Okay. You don't seem like you're in your official capacity.
No. You don't seem like you're in an official capacity if you're blocking. This is not how I'm doing it. I don't know that.
Baby, lock in and shut up, please. Lock in.
Doing this, man. Every change in society came from civil disobedience. All of them. Of course it does, man. But who's a high patrol off duty? Not just here. Is there a higher patrol? We're waiting for cops. What's going on? Hey.
Yes, we'll get it.
We are attached.
Well, you take yourself.
Get out the way. You guys are causing traffic jam and people can get hurt like this. You want to get out the way.
We're getting hurt because of climate change. Look at what's happening in Maui. Look at what's happening right now in Canada.
We gotta get to Rio. Get out the way. Get out the way.
We are getting hurt by the system every single day. Hey, hurting me.
Well, you turn yourself to it. Come on through.
Move. You guys they need to get through.
Marketing.
Take all of you out. You better move.
Get out now! Get out! On the ground! All of you on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Don't move! Give me your last name and date. So who's trying to get the guns? No one has a gun.
We have no weapons at all.
Officer, will you tell me where you
We're environmental protesters. Please.
Trespassing on tribal land.
Please.
Stop resisting! Stop
Please.
resisting!
Please.
What the Our traffic is
See, the cop's pretty aggressive to the point where he's making it look pretty real, because when a cop's pissed off and he wants to like put you on the ground, and then if you even slightly move, he'll be like, quit resisting! That's like one of their favorite things to do if you even breathe, is to scream quit resisting at you while they have your face implanted in the cement. So it doesn't look like the lady on the ground is like in a comfortable position. He's got all his weight on her on the road, which I'm sure is blazing hot. So if you think this is all just fake as fuck, totally WWE, this is looking semi-real right here. It's not as fake as it could be. And there's a lot that could go wrong with police driving through the barricade and then being chained to it and whatnot, to where, like, if you're going to fake it, you don't want anyone to accidentally get hurt while being chained to the barricade that they're going to drive through. So the cops driving through it added a little bit of realness to it. And then the way that this guy went hands-on and took this lady down, and he's like, quit resisting! That's kind of how asshole cops really are. So, I'm not going to say for sure I'm sold on it, but it also has a little bit of elements that kind of look real. Just saying.
Her. She was just standing here. What the? He's hurting me. What's the bad of
Oh, great. Yeah, make a video.
Or Freedom News TV.
What is Freedom News?
Okay, so it's not really an important story either way, so I don't want to spend too much time arguing about whether it's real or fake. It could be fake. It maybe could be real, but either way, it's not really important. But it is an interesting video to watch for a few minutes. So yeah, I don't want to spend a ton of time like going over that because it really isn't important as far as like other topics we've discussed tonight, but it is an entertaining video to see the cops drive through that shit. Nonetheless, that's one thing I actually did like to see that the cops do is drive through that shit. Anyone thinking like, oh yeah, climate change is a reason to block the road and not let people go to Burning Man. It's like, yeah, that's a good reason to get ran over. Yeah, that's why I showed it, because it's an interesting video nonetheless, and whether it's real or not really isn't going to impact any of our lives, but yeah, I'm skeptical, especially with that symbol on the purple flag, which let me go ahead and show you. I think the Flattoberfest uses that same symbol. One second, guys. I'm searching for this Flattober symbol that I swear is that exact same symbol that was on that purple flag there. Oh, yeah.
Flight to.
I can't find like a super clear example, but I kind of found one. All right, so when I type in Flattoberfest, see this symbol right here? It's like it's kind of hard to make out, but it's on the back behind them here. So I think it's that same symbol that was on the flag, that purple flag. But they're blocking it, of course.
Wait.
There, see?
Wait.
This thing right here. Is that the same thing we were looking at on the purple flag? Looks similar. Oh, did I miss a super chat? My bad. OJ and Toothpaste says, Jake, what's your top 5 shills you hate the most? Number 1, Jeranism. Number 2, Russian vids, Ben Lashyenko. Number 3, probably David Weiss. And number 4, maybe Dubé. And then number 5, maybe a tie for 5th place. The homos from Awake Souls. There you go. They're all pretty much flat earth shills, so the ones I hate the most. But anyway, let me get back on track. So look at that symbol that they're using in the back. Is that the same thing that was on the purple flags? Hold on, let me take a mental picture of that.
Please, this is a public property. Please. No, you're on public property.
Okay, it looks like a different symbol. So they're slightly similar, but they're different. Okay. Just wanted to make sure they weren't the exact same symbol. Lint Away Air Duct and Dryer Vent Cleaning says, give a shout out to Pat Truthner. Who? Sorry, that person doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a Pat Truthner. I don't know if you've heard the news, but that person who was formerly known as that is no longer known as that and no longer exists. So kind of hard to give a shout out to somebody who doesn't exist. All right. In fact, Let me see if I can do a search and even find him anymore. Pat Truthner. It says, showing results for Pat Brother. Do you mean Pat Brother? Or do you want to search instead for Pat Truthner? Yes, search instead for Pat Truthner. Oh, look. Is that him? Is that Pat? Let's see. Let's see if this is Pat. Maybe this is him. Oh, 1 second.
What's up, guys? Pat Truther here, but everyone knows my boyfriend likes to call me Patty the Mustachie. But that's for another video. So I want to tell you guys that the whole purpose of this channel is so that I can break down NFL rig games and make that money. And because I am a good Christian man and I believe that Jesus put meth here for man to use. What's up, guys? Pat Truther here. What's up, guys? Pat Truther here. Make that money.
You know what's hilarious? Is if you try and search him, that's the video that comes up now. He's gone. So look, Pat Truthner. Did you mean Pat Brother? No, I didn't mean Pat Brother. And so my troll account is the one that comes up. And then if you go to like most recent upload, it's all just a bunch of people calling him out. So here's Sanity Machine says failed comedian Mr. Mustache. See, so Sanity Machine made 2 videos about him back to back, calling him out as a failed comedian. And so Pat's videos are gone. All the hit piece about me, gone. All of his content, gone. The only thing left, videos of people calling him out. See? It's over, baby. That means I won. And to think that guy spent so much time trying to like get people to hate me and making slander videos about me and constantly thinking about me and lying about me. And now guess what? It's all gone. Every bit of it. And who's still standing here? Me. So that's what happened to Pat Truthner. He's gone. The only thing left, videos calling him out for being a piece of shit failed comedian, agent hack shill loser. That's all that's left. Exactly, Sunflower. I gave Pat a shout out for making NFL rig content, and then within like a couple months, he stabbed me in the back. And then when I started making my own NFL content, which did better than his, that's when he really flipped his shit and started making slander videos about me like every other week. He probably made 6 or 7 of them, and none of them worked. So once he lost the battle of views over the NFL rigged content and I stomped his channel out, he's like, I'm going to quit making NFL rigged videos. I'm not going to do it anymore. And then he tried to make poker videos and only like 100 people would watch them. So he would only get like 100 views. So his poker videos failed. And so then he like did a video of him building a playhouse for his kids and nobody watched that. So then when people were like commenting how like his videos are lame and nobody gives a shit about him playing poker and that he should go back to making NFL rig videos. Then he threw a fit and said he's not going to do NFL rig videos anymore. And then he changed his mind and said he is going to do NFL rig videos. And he changed the name of the channel to The NFL is Rigged. And then like a month later, gone, doesn't exist anymore. So who knows? Who knows? OJ in Toothpaste says, what does Alex Stein 99 think about the Maui fires?
You want to do Alex Stein thing on the ground all day time? Alex Stein on the ground all the damn time on the 9. Man, grinding on the time on the 9. You don't know how to grind? Grind starting on the 9 on the time on the 9. I be in Maui. I be running from dew lasers. They be shooting me with dew lasers. I be running on the grind on the time.
It's probably what he thinks. According to Alex Stein, he's on the grind all the time, and he's prime time, and you don't know how he grinds. And then repeat. Just repeat that all the time. Oh yeah, and shrimp on a blimp.
I'm prime time 99 on the grind on time. 99 prime time. Grind on the time. Shrimp on a blimp. I'm a pimp in a blimp and a shrimp. Grind on the time. I'm a shrimp on a blimp eating shrimp off a dick with a pimp and a stimp. I'm a cat in a hat, cat in a hat, and I live in a house with a mouse. Prime time 99 on grind all done time. Cat in a hat with a house and a mouse. On a boat with a goat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me tell you something, folks. Here at InfoWars, we care about the truth. And that's why we hired Alex Stein to break down the truth, help sell my male vitality pills. Folks, if you want to stay hard all night long, if you know what I mean, then you're going to need my male vitality pills. And who better to sell them to you than Alex Stein? Alex, can you tell these people how good my boner pills are?
Alex Stein boner pills are so good.
Alex Stein boner pills. No, Alex Jones boner pills.
Alex Jones boner pills are so good. They make me harder than Chinese arithmetic.
I'm fixing to eat Alex Stein's ass. Alex Stein is the type of bottom that's got a nice, plump, juicy rump roast, and I'm fixing to feed it to my babies. My babies will not go hungry as long as Alex Stein and his rump roast is around.
There's a nice mental picture for you. Alex Jones eating Alex Stein's ass. Yummy.
Elmo was in Maui, and Elmo was drinking a Mountain Dew, and Elmo shot lasers out of his butthole. Elmo shooted a laser out of his butthole, but the laser does not burn blue things. So Elmo burned it all the things except for the ones that was blue with a laser out of his butthole.
All right. Got me talking about Elmo burning lasers with his butthole. I mean, you guys. Look what you got me doing. It was your fault. I would have never brought that up if it wasn't for you. That's right. That's right. It's funny shit. Please, Lord Shiva, we pray to you that you let the computer rocket ship land on the moon, and we know that you get it there safely. If you could please let the rover be deployed and the rover go roving around safely. Please, Lord Shiva, can you please let the rover go roving around the moon quite safely? It costs a lot of money to get the computer rocket to the moon, and to have the rover on the south pole of the moon is such an accomplishment. Please, Lord Shiva, in the sky, can you please make sure that the rover transmit the message back to the Indian Space Agency so that we can clap and cheer? Under the gong. There you go. My prayers to Lord Shiva for the safe rovering of the rover. Now you know it's in good hands. The Americans in the West are not appreciative of India's accomplishments. You should be very happy for India right now for landing on the moon and deploying a rover on the South Pole. Nobody has ever been to the South Pole of the moon before. We are hoping to discover water on the South Pole of the moon. Neil deGrasse Tyson is the only American so far to give us proper credit for landing the rover on the moon. It's very important that you wash your hands so that you not spread the residue, and you do not spread the germs. The reason why the Maui burned to the ground was because of commercial cottitis caused by the germs and the bacteria. There was a germ in the bacteria hanging out on Maui. It was drinking Mountain Dew at the Maui Blast, and then Oprah painted the house with the blue, and the blue does not burn with the space laser. And that is when we got to the chopper, and we got down to the Maui with the blasting and the dew. And when Oprah, she come and she said to paint the chopper blue, of course we paint the chopper blue, otherwise the lasers are going to burn the hole into the chopper. There you go. That's what Arnold thinks is going on. Of course, when I said screw your freedom, I did not mean all of your freedoms collectively. I was figuratively speaking when I said screw your freedom. I apologize when I said screw your freedom. I did not mean it. What I meant was I want to have sexual intercourse with your freedom. I love your freedom so much that I want to make love to your freedom. So that's why I said screw your freedom, was because I want to make love to your freedom. That's a good excuse, right? Arnold didn't say screw your freedom like you're thinking. He was saying he wants to make love to your freedom because he loves freedom so much. See? He was saying he wants to have sex with freedom because he loves it so much. That's what he meant. You're welcome, a daughter of the King of Kings. A daughter of the King of Kings just sent me a donation, you guys. The official daughter of the King of all the Kings. She's here, live in chat, giving me a donation. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. I just got Arnold off the hook with that apology, right? I wanted to have sexual intercourse with your freedom. I wanted to have cunnilingus with your freedom. I was saying that you should love your freedom so much that you have sex with it. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I want to have butt sex with freedom. Just kidding. Or am I? It's my new joke. It goes like this. Everybody, have you heard this? Have you seen this? You heard this? I want to have butt sex with freedom. Huh? Or do I? Hey, but I. There you go. That's a joke. Say the AI in Arnold. Say the A. The AI. There. I said the AI in Arnold's voice. Just like you wanted. You want me to say the AI, and I go and I say the AI for you, because that is what you want me to do. YouTube cold cases. Richie from Boston banged ODD TV. It sounds about right. Hey, there's a guy who fell off the map. You never see ODD anymore. My guess is maybe he's in jail, prison. Who knows? Yeah, he's gone. Ain't seen nothing from ODD in, God, like 2-3 years now. So let me tell you what I think happened. ODD was on his way home from work. He was working for a maintenance company. He was working hard, taking a break from YouTube. And the Chinese drones flew right up his ass, one by one, all right? And they caused inflammation of his urethra. And I think he might possibly have been replaced by a clone. I shit you not. Now, the only way he could have stopped this would have been to hide under his bed with his Bible placed firmly between his legs, repenting to God. However, he did not choose to do this, so that is why we no longer see ODD TV. But at any rate, I digress. So like, share, and subscribe, or don't. John 832 says he's on some other site where he charges for premium videos. It doesn't make sense to leave a YouTube channel with 350,000 subs just sitting there. You know how much money you can make with a channel like that? He was making good money with that channel. So for him to just leave it stagnant doesn't make sense and then go charge premium somewhere else. Like, YouTube brings in way more views than any of the other sites. So the ad revenue and super chat potential, selling memberships, merchandise, what have you, like, for him to just abandon it all completely, it just doesn't make sense. See me rolling. Thank you for the donation. He says Richie from Boston impression is great. Well, thank you. I have the world's greatest Richie from Boston impression, and some say that I'm a better Richie than Richie himself, that I embody the essence of Richie more so than Richie could ever do himself. So, thank you. And yes, I know I'm that great. I'm that full of myself because I know ain't nobody got a better Richie from Boston impression than me. I'm that cocky about my Richie from Boston impression. And of course, hey guys, Brian from High Impact Flicks here. Joe Biden said something funny today. We need to take it to these bootlickers in Washington, D.C. by having you order a bag of my lab-made powder. There's fruits and vegetables inside this bag of lab-made powder, and they can make you strong and buff like me. How do you think I got to be so strong and buff? By eating lab-made powder. All the essential vitamins and proteins are inside this bag of lab-made powder. You should order now. Thanks, guys. Brian from High Impact Flicks here. Andy says Brian is gone. Is he? I think he's got a few different channels. I haven't watched him in a long time, but I never got anything of substance from that guy. It's like he just covers regular stuff. Trump's about to be indicted, but what's really going on? I bet the Zios really don't want you to know how much awesomeness is inside this bag of lab-made powder. He's a bloody icon, I tell ya. Jake the asshole's John M. A multi-roller. The multiest roller in town. Boy cracky. Oh yeah, Trump's fake mugshot. That was some stupid shit. See, I told you guys, Trump's never going to be actually arrested and never going to actually spend any time in jail. The fact that they fake arrested him and have that stupid mugshot like is farther than I even thought that they would go with that. I thought it was just going to be talk about indictment, talk. So now they went a step further and they fake arrested him and he didn't do any time in jail or anything. But we get this hilarious mugshot like, I'm so angry. When I come back as your president, oh, the Democrats are going to feel my wrath. You can tell, like, you know, Trump lovers, MAGA hat wearers are thinking that that's like the most epic shot of Trump ever. Did you see Trump's mugshot? He's pissed. When he comes back, the Democrats are going to have hell to pay. When Trump comes back as president, he's going to put all the Democrats in Guantanamo Bay. Hell to pay. And then he's going to go down and save all the children that are missing in Maui. That's what's going to happen. You got to trust the plan, man. Oh, the Trump lovers eat that shit up, right? The whole reason the Democrats are trying to indict Trump is because they don't want him to come back as president. But it's only going to make me vote harder for the Orange Man. You tell me Orange Man bad? Well, that just makes me think Orange Man good. You Democrats aren't going to keep me from re-electing my savior. Trump 2024, brother. And see that character right there that I made up? Like, that's like millions of people. Millions of people across the Midwest and the South. Just like that. The reason why they're trying to indict him, they don't want him to be president no more. He won that last election. He gonna win this next one. Except this time Joe Biden ain't gonna be able to steal this election. We's gonna vote for Trump twice as hard as we did last time. Yeah, we got any Trumpers here in chat? Any of you like NFL rigged fans who are big time Trumpers? That's usually who it would be. It's the NFL rigged fans who jump on board last year or whatever, maybe this year. And then they're like, what? You don't think Trump's awesome? So you voted for Biden? Leslie guy, how do you vote twice as hard? Oh, we're going to show you. Come election season, we're going to show you. We're going to do it twice as hard as last time. There's going to be twice as many votes. Last time Biden cheated. Well, this time Trump's going to cheat and win. How about that? We're going to have dead people voting. We're going to have people who never existed voting. That's what Biden did last time. So this time, that's what Trump needs to do. Trump cheat to win 2024, baby. Let me tell you what. All right, I need you to show your love for me, the greatest president who ever existed. I need you to show your love for me at the polls. All right.
I want you to vote twice as hard as you did last time. Do you have a dead relative? It's time to put their name on the polls, all right? If you have a dead pet, make sure that they vote for Trump. I need you to vote twice as hard as you did last time if you want me to bring Trumptricity into your homes for a fraction of the cost, all right? Are you tired of paying electricity bills? When I come back and install Trumptricity, electricity bills will be a thing of the past, all right? We're going to make China pay for it. I'm going to tell China, I'm going to walk right into China's office. I'm going to look China right in China's face, and I'm going to say, China, you're paying for Trumptricity, like it or not. And if you have a problem, you're fired. China, fired. China. That's what I'm going to say. There you go. That's what's going to happen. I do expect Trump to come back, though. In all honesty, it does make sense that with the attention he's getting, that they're setting the stage for him to come back. And then if we were going to get boogeyman disease reintroduced, another lockdown, what have you, it would make sense that they do it under Trump. That way he can appease all the hardcore right wingers and claim that, it's part of his plan. So Trump can be like, I'm going to need you to take a fourth booster. I need you to do your American duties and lock yourself down. I'm your president and I wouldn't steer you in the wrong direction. You're going to need to take a booster and lock yourself down, all right? And then you just have Q drops say, stay home, trust the plan, eat popcorn. Trump's behind the scenes arresting Oprah and Bill Gates and putting them in Guantanamo Bay. So just stay back and watch the show. Meanwhile, Trump's like, I took the VAXX. It was wonderful. It made me feel great. I think you should take it as well. And then the Quanon droppers are like, he's saying that to get the Democrats to take the juice. He's so brilliant. He's playing 5D chess. He's always one step ahead. So it makes sense, though, that he comes back. It really does. It makes more sense to me that he comes back. Now, I'm not going to be shocked if he doesn't, but it just seems to make the most sense to go from like Republican to Democrat, back to Republican. They switch it back and forth every 8 years or 4 years. They always switch it back and forth. So we never see like a 20, 30-year run where it's nothing but Republican over and over and over, or nothing but Democrat over and over and over. They're really good about switching that right-left paradigm back and forth. And so if you look at the last several presidents, it's always switching from one to the next. So we go from Bush to Obama, Obama to Trump, Trump to Biden. It makes sense. Biden back to Trump again. It just makes sense. See, if the elections were legit, you would think that one side would beat the other side a lot more often, Like there'd be like 30 straight years of one side winning over the other, to where it's expected. But nope, it's always so close, down to the very last state. Maybe it's going to come down to Florida or Arizona or Ohio. It's that close. Razor thin decision. Just like all those NFL games, those teams are so well matched. The games are just so tight and close usually. Such a tight matchup. Well, it's a selection, so nobody's really beaten anyone. They're just passing off the title. And so they pass it back and forth between Democrat and Republican, depending what they want to push for that 4-year span or 8-year span. So under Clinton,
you can push a certain narrative upon the public, and then when his reign is over and all the right wingers are sick and tired of his shit, now you can appease the right wingers and have their guy in and have them all be happy, while then the lefties are pissed off that George Bush Sr. is in charge. So they do a good job of like making one side happy while pissing off the other side, and then they switch it and make that side happy. See? So if we would have went from Obama to Hillary, then it would have been Democrat right to Democrat. But instead, we go Obama to Trump and then to Biden. You see what I'm saying? So we didn't go Obama, Hillary, and then Biden, like 3 Democrats in a row. No, we had that complete switcheroo with Trump in there, a complete opposite of what a normal president would be, right? And now we're under Biden, complete opposite of Trump. And now I could see it going right back the other way, right back to Trump again. See, so these polar opposites that they give you, like if you look at the way it switches back and forth every election, basically, or every 2 elections. So they might have one guy stay in there for 8 years, but then they swing it the other way. Right? So it's whoever they have selected to be the guy. That's what it comes down to. Whoever they already select is going to be the guy. I like to equate it to like booking WrestleMania. So WrestleMania is in April, and they're either going to have Roman Reigns take on Cody Rhodes again, or they're going to maybe possibly have Roman Reigns go against The Rock. If they can get The Rock to come out of retirement. So there's basically 2 bookings that fans are pretty much going to get. You're going to get one or the other most likely. And so WrestleMania is far off, and there's still tons of storyline before that comes and happens. They haven't announced any of these matches yet. But you got to look at it the same way with an election. Like you're going to get these 2 cats, and then you have to think, okay, what makes sense out of this next selection? Trump makes the most sense. Just like if you were going to plan WrestleMania for next year, the world doesn't know who you have planned, but you've already got it planned. And then the guys you have picked out, they know what's going to happen. And so you might have a storyline in place set up for next year, year after, what have you. So Trump probably already knows that he's going to be coming back. So if Trump is the guy who's selected to come back again, he probably already knows that he's coming back. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and cut it off here because I mainly wanted to talk about the Maui stuff, and now we've completely went off that subject, and now we're just talking about random whatever. So I'll go ahead and cut it off right here and let you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. So if you missed the first part of the stream, I went over in detail why I don't think that we're seeing dew attacks on these cars. And furthermore, I think dew might be nukes for conspiracy theorists. So I'm going to need to see some more evidence of dews before I jump on the dew bandwagon. And instead, I'm going to go with option C, that these cars are being burned with thermite or something else and not lasers. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys in the next stream or video. I'll probably make a video about this maybe tomorrow. So I'll take what we talked about earlier and make it into a short video. So look for that. All right, guys, have a good night. I will catch you guys later. Peace.